Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone. Once again, to my writing speakeasy, Manny's Speakeasy. And today, I just want to get right into it because we've got a jam-packed show today. I must apologize for the early showing. Bit of a scheduling conflict arose, and I had to reschedule, move it up a little bit. But I'm sure any of you who have been watching to begin with will check out the YouTube post anyway. As most of you all know, spring is nearing. It will start, I believe, tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. But the spring equinox has arisen and is upon us. So pretty much all of my poems today will have some sort of a spring feel to it. Some good, some bad. But I'm sure you should enjoy all of it. I'll try to get in at least 6 pieces today. As I said, this is jam-packed. If I could see some callers, maybe we'll get some later. But otherwise, let's get right into it. This first one, I didn't take much thought into this as far as the title goes. It's called Spring, of course. What a better poem to start out with. Spring. Newborn chicks shake and chirp, ruffling the nest off of them, begging for food as the mothers retrieve it, waking you with those birds. Early morning crisp gulp of fresh air, still brisk and visible, but not biting. The first benign hour or two passes, but in due time, rays of welcoming yellow splash all pores below as the bountiful sun streaks across the sky. By midday, any low clouds rise in shape into thousands of fluffy, bright white pillows waiting to put you to sleep. Bluebirds echo their innocent soft screech. Squirrels pester and pinch for any unguarded acorns lying on the forest green grass. Up out of the dirt, radiant and blossoming buds spread out their flowers, lighting up entire neighborhoods and greeting colonies of bees, some of them at least, to their sweet nectar. Spring has arrived. The now gray, slushy, dwindling snowpack almost cries as the mid-March rays are too much to handle. Shovels still lie abandoned on every front porch, but mountain fog and icy winds from the north gather their cold clouds by late afternoon. Telltale sign that winter may want one last hurrah. Cold fronts, temperature drop, wall of white, and the gobs of wet snow pelt the once warmed ground, the once fertile growing soil. If and when all return, it will halt the process of nature. Spring has arrived. if even too early or too late. That one, spring. This next one here kind of ties into that a little bit. It's called The Rose. I'm sure you all will enjoy this one as well. Sprouting out the recently thawed soil, pasty or chafed green stems, branch, darker leaves, and voluminous buds. Fine, light orange hairs retract as the bud spreads. A few days, beamful petals shake away the snarling, as if to write winter's eulogy, emitting the resplendent lucence, spellbinding burgundies, alluring pinks, playful fuchsias, and majestic whites can it hold. Regal in its presence, ostentatious in its colors, the rose cannot be ignored or vituperated. Look closer, though. Concealed in its keen prickles are the plants that use them to pierce the air and skin if intruding. Fresh heavenly aromas of the flower greets noses to unfriendly venomous stingers as the bees flap their pointed wings and suck up the sweet nectar. Tempt yourself if you must. Caution, warning, for the rose isn't what it seems. But the rose makes its own rules, as does the natural world around us, bringing us the pretty and the nasty. All right, that one was called The Rose. This next one here is one that I think can show a little bit the dark side of spring, I guess. It's not really spring in particular, but this is basically, I guess you could call it, my reaction and or criticism of the deforestation of this earth. This one is called Plan. I noticed bark, branch, and leaf. Soupy sienna darkens as the ground floor reaches. There, hard browns blend into the grass green emanating. Beauty splashes all retinas. Orange syrupy sap seeped into the south dirt. Stumps held strong like a lumberback's torso, never sturdier. On this glorious late spring day, atmosphere of clearing filled with dry, clean air and the blooming puff of cumulus. Trees one most gulping rays and sapping oxygen. But not quite. In two pens, signatures, we witnessed the fall. Bold, complex, and colorful maps demarcated the time and space. Businessmen smiled and gathered with their hard hats. These troglodytes snapped their fingers, and subservient drones offer up iced double margaritas. Background calls crept into the forefront. Bulky, piss-yellow bulldozers readied, waiting for the final signal. 3, 2, 1. Another snap. Those stubby fingers ignited a crew of monstrous vehicles roaring toward the defenseless trees. Sharp metal claws raked into the once peaceful bark. Wheels pressed up against the stumps, colliding into the wood and sap. Leaves rustled, tumbling down into the curved arbs and their jagged edges. Roots all snapped in 2 or 5, maybe. Listen, listen! The noise deafened far. Moreover, those laughs nauseated further. Those whorish laughs. In the end, the trees all fell for a reason. The suits, laughs, smiles, and real estate signs proved it. That one was called Plan. And as I previously stated, that one is my little diatribe on not just deforestation of this country, but just in general the lack of effort to even get to know the nature around us and care for it. And I am definitely not one to judge, really. I mean, I don't do as good as I could have, but I do have an appreciation for the nature around us, at least, and I try not to destroy it. I understand, you know, we do need houses and stuff, but the developments that they take out and just, it's just amazing what happens, and I just hope that we learn that the more we do this, the more we're hurting ourselves. A little bit to that point, this piece here might tie into that point a little bit because I guess, well, at least I would consider some of those people who partake in that with no remorse could be considered who I'm describing in this next poem. This one is called Fungi. As roaches and fruit flies hover over with their irritating hum, and the sickly stench repel all who near. Bite and sting they do. Abhorrent behavior only emphasizes disclosure to your state while the fungi sticks to the ground. Congrats! Stay down! Continue on your mold. If you stick to a rotting lemon, you'll grow. That one was called Fungi. Again, I guess you could describe that as some of those people who partake in the deforestation of this country. But anyway, back on to maybe brighter topics, less sinister topics, I guess you could say. This piece here is called Ladybug. Into a fleeting shower of bountiful, boasting raindrops. My face bristles, gentle waves amongst the skin, in between cleansing pores. The leaves shake and shimmer their fluorescent greens and oranges, though barely enough to make a faint sound. I witness a group of ladybugs dancing on the forest floor. They scatter in frantic pace, for my quiet steps are like pounding crashes of sound waves to them, fleeing for all but one. One ladybug froze, glows, sings, flaps her delicate little wings, and waits for me to pick her up. That one was called Ladybug, and it was about a ladybug. I could just imagine being on like a floor in the rainforest or something, and just seeing one. Just, I think the piece there was self-explanatory as to what I was trying to portray. These next two pieces are sort of pieces that not only have indelible nature images in it, but also help describe partly how the certain seasons can reflect different mindsets you can be in. For example, spring is, for most people who don't like the cold and the snow, a way to recover and get out of the long winter gray haze and become better. And that's kind of the mindset I'm at right now. I kind of was in a winter of sorts, metaphorically speaking, and I touched on that in certain previous episodes. But anyway, these next two pieces kind of go along with that, and that's why I'm glad to share them with you today. The first one, which is one of the pieces I'm most proud of, because I've had 5 or 6 poems published in different places, and I'm highly appreciative of all the publishers who took time to publish my work. But this one was especially great because these people really did love this poem. It was for Linden Avenue Literary Journal. And
believe it was the fall of 2012 where it was released. But anyway, enough of my talking. Here we go. Nature signals. Fleeting was the hum of a mockingbird, as was the buzzing of the bumblebees. Capturing the last vestiges of savoring the moment, I afflicted my personal wounds to the air. Replete with vitriol and nectar, I summoned my demons right to my face and nose. Caressing their delicate shadows, fondling the bruises they inflicted, embrace and their face capitulated itself unto the situation. Necessary it was for me to wear my scars as badges of honor, and not to leave them for blackmail, shame, or humiliation. But the bees would buzz and the birds would hum anyway, whether I captured myself or not. I am not that important now, but I am to me. Just like nature, I move on. That one was Nature Signals. This next piece today, and what will be the final piece here, it's called New Beginnings, and again, kind of just sums up the emotion that I'm in right now and the places that I'm at personally. I was also inspired by a song that I really do enjoy very much, a song called Breakthrough by Modest Mouse. Definitely had a profound impact on this song right here. Excuse me, this poem. The song had an impact on the poem. New Beginnings. Toss and turn through thin sheets, an empty space, rummaging across brain's area, confounding myself with unkempt dreams and a sliding depiction. I reinitiate my present eccentricities. But look at the clock. It's noon, and I still have abandoned all exertion and wonder. I fucking wonder if there's any way I ever will. Retrace my steps. Realize I was in the same place. Yesterday reminds. Caution my ways I must, even blank. I must muster, must fight, and open. Open the window, let in the refreshing breeze. That guiding sunlight
peers over for many miles. A burgeoning landscape of possibility lies. Frighteningly, I poke out. Closing the door. All doubt lingering before vanishes. Brisk jog develops. Enlightening, emancipating a once closed mind. That one was New Beginnings. That's the last piece for today. It was a very fruitful, engaging experience. Again, we got to get these callers in because, we get these callers in, and what I would hope to establish someday is almost like an internet community of poets, writers, and such that would speak on here. And again, as I said, if we do get the callers in, trust me, I will pay for this, and we'll have, a much longer show. But anyway, as it is, that's all for today. Be sure to catch me next week. I should be back at the normal time, 6 p.m., and I'll probably do another impromptu episode later, Friday or Saturday. We'll see. We're going to call next week's episode a random episode. I'm just going to come at you with a whole bunch of different things. I don't know what they're going to be yet. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some freestyles or something as well. We'll see. But next week's going to be a random episode. Just a bunch of different things thrown together. And we'll see what sticks to the wall and what doesn't. But anyway, thank you all for listening, those who have, or those who will listen on this archived podcast or on my YouTube channel. Check out my YouTube channel, my website, my Facebook page. There's a bunch of great stuff on all that. And that's all I have for today. Thank you all, and stay spring. Or enjoy it at least.